As I've mentioned before, I was raised evangelical Christian, and from my past videos, I've gotten a few messages asking if I'm going to name the church, and I will. It's Church on the Rock in St. Peters, Missouri. While they claim they are non-denominational, their teachings follow that of evangelicalism mixed with the prosperity gospel. Pastor David M. Blunt has followed the blueprints laid out by many famous megachurch pastors and televangelists, so this church has had many different eras. I will be expounding further on that in later videos, but for today though, as they give their tithes and offering messages and pass the collection plates, I want to talk about where their congregants' money goes. If you go to Church on the Rock's website and click the About section, scroll down and click on Our Causes, a donate button is the first thing you'll see. If you then scroll all the way to the bottom of that page, you'll find a list of ministries under missions we support. While you can't click on them, you can Google them, so I did. I'd like to tell you about each one and some fun facts and where Church on the Rock donates their congregants' money. First is the American Friends of Migdal Or, an Israeli charity that helps at-risk Israeli children and orphans with an annual budget of $32 million, with 63% of their budget being funded by the Israeli government. And in 2018, Rabbi Yitzchak Dovik Grossman, founder and leader of Migdal Or, faced criticism when he initially supported Malka Leifer, a former principal accused of sexually abusing multiple students in Australia, and offered to house her at his home while she faced 74 counts of child sexual abuse, including rape. Up next, Bob Yandian Ministries. There's not much about what this ministry supports except funding Bob to go around and speak. Bob Yandian serves on the board of Joyce Meyer Ministries, and she's a whole topic in herself. But he is also the founder of Grace Fellowship Church and Grace Fellowship Christian Academy in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That private Christian academy has since closed due to the decline in enrollment following the revelation that a PE teacher had sexually abused multiple boys in 2004. After that, we have Bridges for Peace, another Israeli charity that uses its donations and $6.8 million operating budget to help Israeli people, as well as pump out Christian Zionist propaganda to justify genocide of Palestinians. Following that, we have Convoy of Hope. This charity has become a multi-billion-dollar organization since its founding in the 90s, and its growth can be attributed to things like spending $20 million on fundraising. While it does use the bulk of its budget to feed the hungry, it also goes towards enriching one family as they keep their leadership and oversight in the family. CSJ Ministries. I actually think I like this one. CSJ stands for Congregation of Sisters of St. Joseph. It was founded in 1650 and is led entirely by women and is geared towards social justice and helping the elderly. I do want to dig into them more. After that, we have Dave Martin International. Much like Bob Yandian, there's not much about what donations to Dave Martin go towards except funding his success coach lifestyle. If you go to his website and click donate, it pops up with a one-time or recurring payment option with no information on what donations go towards. Next is Dream City Church, a mega church founded by Tommy Barnett in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's pastored by his son Luke. And the Dream City Church, much like many mega churches, flaunts its tax-exempt status by intersecting politics and religion, and were very instrumental in the election of Donald Trump and the rise of Charlie Kirk and TPUSA. Next is the Dream Center. This is another megachurch in Los Angeles, California, founded by Tommy Barnett and formerly pastored by his son Matthew. While it touts itself as a ministry to serve the people of Los Angeles, it is never not in the center of controversy. Infamously, the Dream Center used tax-exempt donations to try and get into the for-profit college market by acquiring Argosy University and the Art Institute chain. Just months after the deal, they had to close their campuses after financial shortcomings, leaving those college students without educations or degrees. Next is Tommy Barnett Ministries. There is no website for Tommy Barnett Ministries. It just takes you to the Dream City Church website where you can donate. I think Tommy Barnett has kept his nose fairly clean, aside from being the founder of 2 megachurches and raising 2 sons that have questionable morals, and also sheltering Ted Haggard after he was caught using meth with a male escort for 3 years. But anyway, next up is Global Evangelical Team. This ministry has been absorbed by another called Compelled Ministries, so I don't know why they're still listed or where donations would be going. But both ministries have the same bottom line, which is global evangelizing. Next is Global Servants, a ministry geared towards evangelizing in Ghana and Thailand, founded by Dr. Mark Rutland. I actually like this one too because Dr. Rutland believes in financial transparency and gives annual reports and breakdowns of where the money he receives goes, which I believe every church should be doing if they have a tax-exempt status. And their financial output greatly outweighs what they reserve. Next is Harrison International Ministries. This one is for Bob Harrison, aka Dr. Increase. He is a public motivational speaker with a heavy emphasis on prosperity gospel ideology, and if you go to his website, you can buy all sorts of books and CDs and with his messages, or you can click donate, and there's a tier system starting at bronze for $100 a year, and it goes up to Diamond Elite for $10,000 a year. There's nothing listed about where this money goes or what Bob's ministry does. Next is Harvest Now. There are two different Harvest Now ministries. The first is a Ugandan outreach that has not updated since 2020, and the second is Harvest Now Incorporated, which is geared towards outreach in Asia. The Ugandan Harvest Now has a website where you can donate, but it's very old, difficult to navigate, and it's more of a message board. And the Harvest Now Incorporated offers information about how much Bibles cost and how much it costs to build a school in Asia, but neither have any transparency of what their outreaches have accomplished or where their money goes. Woo! Next is Insight International Incorporated. This is not a ministry. It's founded by a minister named John Mason, but Insight International offers public speaking, one-on-one author coaching, author development tools, book publishing, editorial services, and inspirational resources. This is an odd one because there's no donation button, and it makes me wonder why they're listed as a ministry that's being donated to by Church on the Rock. Anyway, Israel College of the Bible. If you Google this one, what pops up is One for Israel Ministry. And if you Google them, they are a group that was sued by Orthodox Jews for pushing propaganda of Jewish to Christianity conversion. And that's their goal and what they spend their money on. Anyway, Jerry Savelle Ministries International. This is yet another motivational public speaker and prosperity gospel peddler. Jerry Savelle passed away in 2024 due to his own theology. His wife did not get him the necessary medical attention he needed because he believes in pray it away ideology. His website also contains a donate button with no transparency of where the money goes or what it's used for. So anyway, Joe McGee Ministries is another motivational speaker, except this one focuses on family. He also has a website where a donate button has a thing you can give one time or monthly and no transparency of where the money goes or what he does with it. Which brings us to Lester Sumrall of Mercy Ships. He founded that in 1978. He's no longer with us. Mercy Ships is a charity organization that funds hospital ships to get medical care and supplies to other countries. His website has a donation button that takes you to Family Broadcasting Corporation, which is a multi-million-dollar media empire, and the CEO is his son, Drew. The Mercy Ships website has a donate button where you can give one time or monthly with no transparency or financial breakdowns of where your money goes. My favorite, Samaritan's Purse. I'm not even going to get into this one, but it's headed by Franklin Graham, and it's reported that as CEO, he pockets a very high six figures. If you go to donate on their site, you can give cash one time or monthly like everybody else, but you can even leave them in your will after you die, and you can donate your assets, IRAs, stocks, and bonds, etc. Is there financial transparency? No, but I'm sure they do it for the Lord. Simon T. Bailey International. Simon T. Bailey is an executive advisor, researcher, and motivational speaker. That's it. He's not a ministry, nor does his website have a way of donating, so I don't know why it's listed as a ministry that Church on the Rock donates to. Again, Special Friends Extended. If you Google this, a lot of different things come up, but there's one Facebook page for a nonprofit in St. Louis that hasn't posted since 2020, and the website link they have goes to a domain on GoDaddy that's for sale, so I guess they were donated to at one time and are now defunct. And finally, we've made it. Last, Vision for Israel, another charity for Israeli relief. Once again, a donate button and a list of what they'll use the money for, but no financial transparency or breakdowns. So why did I tell you about these ministries? Because when I was growing up, we were taught that where you put your money is a reflection of who you are and what you believe. We also did a lot of community outreach. We left the church. We left the building. We went out in the community. We went door to door and helped people. We went to food banks and soup kitchens and volunteered. We rebuilt a school one time in an impoverished part of St. Louis, and for some reason, all of that stopped. Our outreach turned into a quarterly 5 to 10 minute video projected on these massive screens telling us what the money we donated was going to. And it wasn't being put into our community or city. It was being donated to other charities to do the work we had once been doing for our people in our community. And if you made it this far in the video and listened, You'll have noticed a pattern in the organizations listed on Church on the Rock's website. Multiple charities benefiting Israel. Multiple motivational public speakers that aren't even ministerial in nature. Multiple megachurches that have congregations already donating to them and they're wrapped up in politics and controversy. And multiple organizations whose leaders are taking home six-figure salaries from tax-exempt donations. Almost none of them offering financial transparency or financial breakdowns, just like Church on the Rock. So while a lot of these charities feed the poor and are providing support for the less fortunate, which I commend and that's biblical, a lot of them have questionable business practices. Church on the Rock and Pastor Blunt taught us that where we put our money showed us who we are as a person. I know I said that already, but it bears repeating. Based on their teaching and Church on the Rock's own website, it seems Pastor Blunt heavily believes predominantly in supporting Israel and its continued genocide, supporting other prosperity gospel preachers and megachurches, and supporting other motivational public speakers. And he uses his congregants' money to do it. This isn't the only video I'll be doing on Church on the Rock, as there's a lot to unpack here, and I want to be as thorough as possible. But I don't know, man. Looking at how I was raised and what we believed, and seeing where the money goes, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. That's about it.